was that dangerous. Or I don't know. I'm sure the doctors got smart and figured it out because obviously camp was canceled. But anyway, so once we get sick, with that's it. And it's really, you can't have a transplant once you have Cepacia.
What?
Yeah. And so, and a lot of people are always just like, oh, so, you had to endure so much with cystic fibrosis. Why didn't you just get a lung transplant? And like once you can have one, my story is exactly why, because rejection isn't the foolproof cure. Yeah. Really, the true cure is curing cystic fibrosis, which they are so close. There's so many drugs that can do. And there's a really cool story. I'm actually talking to a mom that has a daughter, I guess she's a daughter because they figured out that the fetus has cystic fibrosis. Oh. And so she's on this journey to keep her baby healthy, even in utero, and she's taking medicine. She's taking the medicine. The healthy mom is taking Trikafta, which is a pill that helps people control their CF, and it helps control the DNA. And so, and the baby is doing so well. I don't know everything that's going on now. I need to call and just check on her. But she's such an awesome mom, such an advocate. She's like figuring out all ways to keep her baby healthy, and the baby's not even here yet. And but I think, or maybe she did deliver. I need to check, but it's just really cool what they can do now. So like to the point where the baby probably won't even have symptoms of CF because she's taking this pill during pregnancy and during breastfeeding is the plan too. How cool is that?
That new thing that Allison was doing.
Trikafta, probably.
It came from the ocean, right?
Okay, so hypersonic saline. So she's inhaling salt water. And I will say, I feel really good when I go to the ocean. Like, so good. To the point where we're going to go back soon. That'll be after my transplant, we're going back to the Bahamas. But yes, salt water. What it does, it draws out any kind of mucus that you have built up. And that's what she's probably inhaling Hypercell, which helped me a lot. She's probably doing tobramycin as well, which is an inhaled antibiotic. I'm pretty sure. And then she's probably taking Trikafta, which I would highly recommend because it's too late for me because I've already had the transplant. So, I mean, I take it for my sinuses, but my lungs don't have CF anymore. It just has rejection. But if you have CF, you can take Trikafta. And that I've seen kids' lung function actually go up and they heal with Trikafta. So there's so many things they are doing.
I think that sounds familiar. That was a pill that it came out not too long ago, right? It was super expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the latest, most groundbreaking drug that they've developed. And so it was in testing phase before her first transplant, and she was kind of getting close to that transplant. And it's like, can we do the Trikafta? And she was it was still in testing phase. And she really just kind of missed that.
Yeah, my doctors really wanted me to hold out as long as I could, but it was to a point where I had no quality of life. I needed new lungs. So I missed that boat, but that's okay because it's so cool to see all these CFers that had like 50% lung function and now they're having 70 because they are healing with Trikafta. Like I said,
it's fixing it at the cell level.
Yeah, the cellular level, which again, I don't understand all of it, but it is cool because again, once your lungs do scar, they're hard you don't usually get that lung function back, but Trikafta is like healing their lungs. And it's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think to a point now, I mean, it'll be like, oh, you have CF. Okay, just take a few pills. You're good to go. Like it's going to be, I see it in the future. It's going to be pretty much cured. And that is so cool and then even just, my children are carriers. And so who knows, like maybe a CF baby might pop up down the line, but they'll be fine. So
that's crazy. A CF baby.
Yes.
Now, how much contact do you have, not maybe physical because of that virus, but with other cystic fibrosis?
Yeah. I'm not, again, we always kind of had to stay away. So I have friends on Facebook. And now I think because I've had a transplant, but again, we have to be so careful with germs. And, I have a friend that she had her transplant and she's doing really well and had a baby, then had a transplant. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, this is actually really cool. She had her transplant and then her sister-in-law carried her baby.
Oh, wow.
Just people, again, I just being someone that is always kind of in a situation where I'm vulnerable and I need help. And there's just so many beautiful people out there that are so willing to just lift me up or help in some way. And it's such a testament, because I know this world is hard and it's scary. But I see so much beauty in this world because of all the help that I have had in my journey and how caring people are.
That's so amazing. So, Scott, are you ready for this again? Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, I am.
Yep, he's ready.
I love how confident he is. Like,
oh, yeah.
It makes me believe in me because he believes in me. I am
a proponent of, hey, let's not get on the table until you have to get on. Like, I get the balance. And so if she can be stable and we can prolong that and she is okay, of course I want to do that. But at the same time, when that time does come, we'll be ready. Yeah. And I can't wait for her to be able to take the deep breath.
Yeah.
More than anything.
100%.
Yeah, because he has to wake up in the morning and hear me breathe. And I'm sure that makes you probably claustrophobic as well. Like some doctors, it's sweet. Like some nurses, like it's hard for them to even listen to my lungs because it's just like, there's like, oh, like how, like, because you hear the lack of airflow and it's just very claustrophobic. But I feel like I mentally have a strong hold on it, and I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of like thinking about my breath too much. Just enough that it's working for me. Because if you do start thinking about how unsatisfying your breath is, it can put you in a state of like panic.
Do you cough?
Yeah, I do. Right now, especially after the virus, I kind of do. I had like awesome abs. Because I like coughing, like, my muscles are strong because I've coughed so much, especially before lung transplant. That's a good way to get abs. Just cough a lot and laugh. Laughing is a good way to get abs.
What's the pain like after the transplant? Like,
I think they have me drugged up pretty well. I think what hurt the worst was my feeding tube the second time around, because they had to dig into my abs to have a feeding tube because I didn't eat for 40 days. But like, I don't.
Pulling the drains is pretty painful.
Oh yeah, that is.
Because you have they stick drain tubes into your.
I forgot about that. I think you forget. It's kind of like childbirth, right? Like you just...
Yeah. Just like, I really didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so, and then I remember there's one doctor, but he would like pull the tube out, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to stitch you up real quick, and like not numb it. And he would just like stitch me up. And I just like, oh, that's okay. So I've endured so much. Like, it's like now a challenge. I'm like, all right, stitch me up. Let's see what I can do, but like, and then other doctors are like, no, I would never do that to you. We're going to numb it first. And then, so, every surgeon's different, but I've learned to endure different kind of levels of pain, to the point where I've learned to mentally just look at it as pain and separate it from your body. Because pain is just there to protect you from thinking your body's dying. And I'm just like, I'm not dying, I'm just getting stitches, like nothing's happening. And you have to just mentally separate yourself from the pain. And to the point where I'm just like, okay, well, you just kind of crazy. I think you're just like, hey, bring it on. Like,
Wow. How is your brother? Like, are you?
I love my brother. I'll start crying if I think of my brother. He's so awesome because all my life, he's so funny because he's always put me on a pedestal and taking such good care of me. He's my little brother, but my big brother, and he's the one that got me into running, and like he would not put up with my crap. Like I'd be like, this is too hard, and he's just like, shut up, come on, let's go. He was my strength for so many years, and he is to this day. Like he'll text me every day and send me a Bible verse, and just like, okay, how are you feeling? And he's kind of the one that he's my spokesperson for the family, because it gets too hard to be able to communicate like everything that's going on, especially when I'm tired. And so I'll just be like, I'm really tired right now. Can you just tell mom and dad like what's going on? And he knows just not ask questions and just do what I need. And I mean, he's the best. I'm very blessed to have him. And we joke around because I'll like send him a picture of me doing photophoresis and you can see like the blood. And he's like, oh, I just saw blood. I'm like, you're so thankful I'm the one that got CF. You were such a baby. But yeah, because it's funny.
Is he married?
Yes, he has a wonderful, my sister-in-law is amazing, Vanessa, and my two nieces, and I just love them so much. They're so cool, and I miss them so much because it's hard being, like I was really sick when they were all younger, and so I get to see them, and I get to see them as much as I can, but there was times that I couldn't like see them because I was sick or we had to be careful, and that's frustrating. I mean, that part's really hard, not being able to be a part of my family, because I have to distance myself to protect myself. And they understand, but it still sucks. Like, I want to be a part of everything that they're doing. And like, my cousin just had a wedding, and I was sick in the hospital, and I had to watch it, online. And so things like that, when I don't get to be a part of life, I get frustrated. And that's why I think I do fight so hard for my life, because I want to be a part of it. And, the freedom of health, if you don't have it, you get kind of taken out of it. And so I missed my cousin's wedding, and that was really hard. But I'm going to get better, and then I won't be missing out on my life.
No, you already are unbelievably strong. Is there anything you want to say that's important to you?
I think, we all know how important our breath is. And I do think that I can say it all day long, but it is something you have to be reminded of every day. So if you can just be cognizant of that, and just, every morning, maybe take that deep breath in the morning and be thankful for it. And when you're thankful for your breath, the day just goes a lot smoother, because you have your perspective straight. And like being in traffic, just take a deep breath. Like, okay, you know what? I can breathe. I can get through this. And just when you're dealing with something, just go back to your breath, because you have your breath. And it's always funny, because I'll be reading these, I'll be listening to these meditation things. They're like, okay, now take a deep breath. And I'm like, really?
It's always the
Yeah, it's always
There's one of those Bible verses you put on at night, and it's like, take a deep breath. And I'm laying there like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll just be like.
And then I'm just like, really? Are you just messing with me right now? But yeah, so you can take that deep breath. So do it. Like, take that deep breath. And don't take it for granted. And and remind yourself, because you will forget, because I forget. And when I'm breathing that 102% soon, I will be taking some deep, deep breaths, and just, can't wait.
Wow. And go Bahamas.
Yes. Yes. That's my favorite thing ever is, and I do feel better when I'm out in nature, is the ocean water, and I do yoga, and I'm grounding like that. I don't know if grounding is really huge for me. It's just like natural ways of making my body feel better. And so, yes, I will be doing lots of yoga, rolling in that sand, getting sand everywhere. And I can't wait.
How about you, Scott?
Be in the moment and don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Day by day.
So I do have one more question for you, especially because I had a friend who got cancer, and her husband kind of checked out. He wasn't there for her, and it was very traumatic for her. Do you have any help, input for spouses that have to be caregivers? And you seem to make it look so easy, but I know it's not easy. But maybe you have any input?
Is it tough?
Well, it's not tough.
Well, I
guess I don't know how to. I guess I don't know how to
answer it for someone
articulate
else. Well, I think it's hard to answer for someone else. Like, that makes me so sad, that because I am
can't
so
imagine.
blessed.
I can't imagine not. Like, that's, that's. I don't know. It's hard for me to fathom that you would check out on the person you love.
Well,
or even not even the person you love, but just like a person that you're spending your life with, or whatever your relationship is, to not support that person and be there for them. And
well, I think that's a big testament to you, because you do make it look so easy, and I do feel so loved, and in the fact that I don't feel like a burden, and how I need that freedom. So when I do fight, so you've just set me up so I can't fail, and I just think that's a huge testament to you.
But I think, it goes back to what I just said, is day by day, and don't get ahead of yourself, because I could let myself go down the road or the rabbit hole, like she said, and think about the things that could happen, and what the process is going to entail. And if I sit there and I dwell on that, then how am I going to be in the moment? How am I going to, be there today and be present?
Take care of me.
Or,
maybe they do get
her.
overwhelmed. I mean, I think what he's trying to say too is I think they do get overwhelmed. And I think, like you said, so you have to be in the moment with that person. And maybe he checked out because I mean, that is a lot to take on. And it just takes a special person. And I'm not saying that he's not special, but it's like I got really blessed. God knew who I needed, and that's why we met that day at that bar. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, but I mean, everyone thought we met at Sunday school.
I love that memory just now.
Yeah. My mom was like, Selwa, who are you talking to? Like, she was like, and I was like, oh, it's okay, Mom. We met at Sunday school. It's fine.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah. Because she was like, and I get it. I'm living by myself in Dallas, working at Arthur Anderson, and I'm like talking to some boy that I met in a bar in Dallas. So I had to kind of sugarcoat it a little. So just for her nerves to calm her down. And then later when they met, she's like, Scott, tell me you did not meet in Sunday school.
Oh,
that was
so
such
cute.
an awkward situation.
He's like, no, we didn't. I'm not going to lie.
We did. I wish I could answer that question better. I wish I could provide her question about, caregiver and providing insight. And
but
maybe
I think what you said is like day
I
by
know,
day
but
for
like,
those people that maybe feel too overwhelmed, and that's why
I just think it's important. It's an important question, and I don't know.
Yeah, it made me. I never forget because she was talking. She has passed away since, but she had cancer. Really, she was struggling, and she would tell me, and she'd go, "He's going to play golf, and he doesn't even come check." And like it was so hard for me.
I think that's rare though, and that's sad. Yeah, because we've seen some amazing caregivers. I mean, Maria. I mean, my friend Beth's dad. I mean, I have seen some incredible. I think that maybe he wasn't the best guy, but because you don't
an exception to the rule.
Yeah, I don't think you check out on people you love and care about, whether or not the marriage was whatever. I think that's like a kind of a heartless person, to be honest. So I don't even think that. Because I've seen some amazing caregivers. I mean, I see more amazing than not.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I really have. And people who don't even care about what they're going through because they are there for that person. I mean, I see that way more than I hear that stuff. I think that was a very sad story, but it has nothing to do with the majority for sure. Yeah. I mean, those people, I don't even think you can talk to somebody like that because they're more selfish. I think like
that is true. It wouldn't even matter.
And in college, I dated that, right? And then, but God protected me from someone that was so shallow. I mean, to the point where, like the family found out I had cystic fibrosis, and I was in the hospital, and she came to visit, and she's like, "What do you have?" Like,
mom?
Yeah, it wasn't like, "How are you doing?" It was, "What do you have?" And then it was during spring break, and he went off to Colorado to take care of his family or to take care of his friends, and I had died on the table. Like, this was a whole nother thing. And I know that's a whole nother story. But I was after I was recovering, and I was like, can you come visit me? You're only an hour away, because he was in Waco. And I was like, can you just come visit me? He's like, you're so selfish for you to ask me to come visit you when I just got back from Colorado. Do you know how hard it is to take care of people in my house in Colorado? And I was like,
that's what I mean. Like, that's a selfish person. Yeah.
And God was telling me right there, no.
Yeah.
Scott's coming. This boy has some things he needs to work out, and he's not ready. He's not worthy, of you. And and it was hard. Like, that did put me in a situation where it's like, wow, is anyone ever going to love me? And having, can anyone take me on? Because I know I am hard. Like, so yeah, it's so. Again, with what you say, though, is for someone to not be overwhelmed. Being someone that has to be taken care of, the best thing a caretaker can do is not make them feel like a burden. And the best thing they can do is what he does, is make me feel so loved that I know that he doesn't want to go play golf when I'm sick. Like, he wants to be there for me. And he made that so clear through the 20 years that and so I'm in such a safe place with him to be vulnerable and to be sick and to know that he's just right there taking care of me. And I just want to thank you. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. You're crying.
No, I'm not crying. You're crying. 20 years in January.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our anniversary.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for 22.
Yeah. So You basically have CF too. Like, that's just, he's basically, he's taken it on. So, like I always say, he's going to have a lot of jewels up in heaven on your crown because of me.
That was one of the first things you told me.
Yeah. He's my, he's my white, what is it? My white shining armor.
What?
Like, especially.
I said I don't need any jewels. I'm good.
Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
what an amazing shows.
I
So good.
Oh.
Well, and we have some more to do. We got to bring the friends in.
Yeah, they're fun.
And your children if you want to.
Yes.
So then we keep going.
Yeah,
Tell
amazing.
your whole story. And
Yeah,
then,
it is interesting. Like we talked about, just the aspects of it. Hopefully, people can relate to it, and they don't have to have CF or lung transplant to relate to it. In the sense that this is a story of faith, and this is a story of endurance, and this is a story of a strong mind, a supportive system, advocacy. Just there's a lot of
there's a lot of parts to it. Yeah, organ donation. I mean, all the things. Friendships. Yes.
Ride and die. My ride and die.
Yeah, parents too. They have a big part in it, how they raised you, because that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I say, like, I've always said, just I have healthy children. I can't even imagine what my mom and dad endured.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much.
you.
Do we want to tell them where they can find her? Are you okay with if people message you or anything?
Yeah.
Tell them about your Facebook.
Okay, so I have on Facebook, I have SELWA Strong. It's a page that you can find. It's SELWA Strong, all one word. And that has actually documented my journey since day one. So you can go back and look at all the posts from that. And I have SELWA Yoga on Instagram, which I document more of my yoga and physical journey on there. And
It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Everybody follow her. You will be inspired.
Yes.
Made stronger and just help in everyday things, even though she fights an amazing battle.
I am here to gain perspective. I don't mind. I'll do the heavy lifting. You gain the perspective.
It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, guys, you're so
That's so
sweet.
good.